Hello and welcome to another YouTube video. In this video, I want to talk about making movies out of anime arcs. Due to the recent trend, people are believing that this is a way of milking an anime series by doing so. There are clear examples of what's being done here, like the Haikyuu movie concluding its series with 2 movies, Jujutsu Kaisen 0 having a prequel movie, Dragon Ball Super Broly having a movie, and so much more. I thought I'd give it a try by looking at benefits of allowing a final arc or a hype crazy arc to either be a movie or a series. Let's start with the pros of keeping it a series. For keeping it in a series, it seems like the most cost-effective way for the average consumer to view anime. A weekly release schedule where the viewer's looking forward to something at the end of the week. And I know after a busy week of work life and, just life things in general, it's nice to have an accumulation of anime waiting for you on your free day or your weekend. Just something to look forward to at the end of the week. Anime usually has 12 episodes a season, so we're looking about a 3 months of content spread out. While the season is airing, you get a sense of community talking about the current episode and looking forward to next week's episode, talking about the different adaptations that the anime did, the pacing, and just the animation in general. My favorite time watching a series was when JoJo Bizarre Adventure was coming out weekly, seeing everyone excited, making memes about the show as it was airing. It just felt like an endless good amount of funny content on my favorite show. You also get a little bit longer length as well. But if you're going to be really picky, it could be 20 minutes if you're taking away the 24-minute runtime that a show has by taking out the opening and the ending. So you're technically left with about 20 minutes of content every week. That is about 240 minutes of a show, which comes down to about 4 hours of content, which is a lot of content. Also, while an anime series is airing, they're able to do corrections or focus on a certain scene. I don't think this is the greatest idea because it allows people to extend working hours to meet deadlines. Plus, you make the corrections a little bit easier than if you were to have a movie, so I guess that is a plus. Now that we've, touched a little bit on the possible negatives, let's actually look at the negatives of having the anime come out as a series. Due to the weekly release schedule of the anime has to fit within that 240-minute time frame, so areas of the show may have slow pacing issues or episodes feel like nothing really happens. So there can be a lot of disappointment between the certain parts of the show during its episodic run. Then you also have animation. If there isn't enough time to animate or resources are limited and deadlines are starting to become reached, then the animation will suffer. And I'm not saying that all anime fall under this umbrella, but it is a variable to take into account. And lastly, a fight can be broken up so much that it might just feel better to watch all the episodes back to back, so some people will just have to wait for the full content to be finally released before watching it all in one sitting anyways, so it might just be optimal in general to just have a movie at that point anyway. So with that being said, let's get into the benefits of a movie. There is typically less to animate. Typically, the average amount of length that the anime movies are about 90 minutes. There are some that break this runtime, like the Demon Slayer movie and Jujutsu Kaisen 0, but we're going to be trying to be as generic as possible and just do the average mean. I would believe that the timeline would be a little bit better for them, seeing that they have more resources and a better time frame to finish. I will also like to state that this is not always the case, as we have seen before with MAPPA, which stated that it took JJK 0 movie only 4 months to be completed. I would assume based on research that the typical 90-minute anime movie would have about a 6 to 8 month time of being finished. This is assuming that the only project that the studio is working on is that project. If not, it could be drastically shorter. Also, the budget for the movie is just way higher than an episodic release. About 80,000 per episode for Demon Slayer, and the Mugen Train had a budget of 15 million. These are just ever-changing numbers. I just wanted to stay in the realm of the same studio to try to keep my point consistent. Lastly, the animation quality is insanely better than most seasons. Just more attention to detail and a little bit more time to give a little bit more detail to make it look even more insane, along with things like sound design. It's just on a larger scale than an episodic release. Now for the cons of the movie. First, the community will not be as active when the movie has passed, and they'll just be waiting for the next one. For example, everyone is hyped about the movie right off the bat, and as soon as they see it, it will rise and it will fall. It is more devastating when the movie or animation doesn't live up to the expectation of the fans, or the movie quality is not there or not what is supposed to be expected. there will be just a short period in the fan's mind. Similar to seasons of Netflix dropping all at once, it gets an insane amount of hype and it drops immediately because the whole season is out on Netflix and it's just quickly forgotten and the next thing will take its place. It may not be a crazy variable, but being able to find free time to go to the movies is not a luxury that everyone has. People could just also just wait for it to come out on streaming services because that's currently how they are paying and want to watch their anime in the first place. Then we have the movie becoming a possible norm. I understand series where there are parts of the series or parts of the show that make sense as a movie, like JJK0 being a prequel doesn't make sense being a part of season 2, or even Mugen Train. I just feel like a short arc that excels at being a movie is great, but what if everyone starts doing this? For example, we have the Chainsaw Man season 2 becoming a movie, which I'm not sure why they're going this way. I just feel like it's a big con because I feel like it could hurt the flow of the anime where every big anime needs a movie now. I'm not 100% sure, but I just think this is the definition of what the anime viewers are thinking about milking a series, because now these anime viewers have to buy tickets in order to see possibly a moving forward plot to the conclusion of their anime. With all that out of the way, I wanted to give my perspective on this. I really enjoy seasonal anime release a little bit more due to the current hype around a weekly release. I will still never forgive Netflix for what they did to Stone Ocean. But anyways, I do think that it's really fun to see the community talk about the series that you love for a longer period of time. So I believe that it is just better to keep it as a series in general. But there are a few instances where making a movie just makes more sense, like Mugen Train and JJK0. These are short arcs that don't really have any warrant being an anime seasonal, right? It would be weird pacing and be almost unbearable pacing as well. Also, you have these hype moments that are just a little bit more extraordinary, like Rengoku's final fight and Yuta's final fight. It just elevates these moments a little bit more as a movie-length feature. What I do have an issue with is giving a next season just a movie, like the Chainsaw Man movie. I'm not sure that it would be the right call to fit all that into a movie feature, but again, I could be wrong. Maybe they're changing up the pace or something really warrants it being a movie. I do think that big fights for a series would be beneficial as just a movie in general. Well, obviously for JJK, the Calling Games are going to be season 3 and it's going to be animated as a seasonal anime. But I do think the fight with Gojo versus Sukuna would benefit as a movie. It is very decently long, but also wouldn't be enough to just be a 4th season, and I see it to be perfect as a movie. You have the hype of the big screen and the resources to make a generational fight even better, and this is where I see the extent of movies being beneficial. What I don't look forward to is the amount of time in between movies. Most anime movies don't last very long in theaters, maybe a little bit over a month. Then you miss the opportunity and you have to wait about 4 to 6 months until they release on your streaming platform, which is insane amount of time for people who are busy. The convenience of watching a show at home or on your phone is extraordinarily easy and allows most people to catch up on their favorite anime. Also, it seems as maybe milky or cash grabby if a series is locking away their ending behind a movie. The Demon Slayer 3-part movie finale I don't think falls under this because the amount of dedication and the proven results that they had already to show that it is probably most likely worth it. It's also the series that I'm trying to say that aren't as big as Demon Slayer that may be doing this to just get a quick buck as their series is ending, which I am hopefully proven wrong and we don't lead down this path. But only time can tell on this point. To conclude my thoughts, good anime movies that are canon to the mainline series are great if they are done well and have a proper reasoning to warrant a movie adaptation. It could become an issue if a series is trying to lock an ending behind a movie ticket if the quality and reasoning isn't there. As long as the reasoning quality is there, we're all happy. This includes not working your animators to death because they are the real hero for us anime viewers. I see no issue with the current anime movies so far. Yet again, only time can tell what direction we'll be going down. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen to me rant. With that being said, I would love to know what you think about anime arcs becoming movies. Do you like it? Do you think it's a slippery slope? Comment below and I'll hopefully have a nice discussion with all of you. I have been your best bro, and I'll see you when I see you.